Most Amazon sellers do not need higher PPC budgets. They need to start letting Amazon automatically drain their account with default settings. In this video, I'll show you the exact hitting settings that silently wasted up to 40% of your ad spend and how to disable it in under 60 seconds, and the exact bidding rules to replace it with to keep your account profitable in 2026. Because scaling isn't about giving Amazon blank checks. It's about controlling where every single dollar goes. So we're not just talking about theory here, because my agency manages millions in Amazon ad spend, and fixing the exact setting instantly lowered total A cost for over 30 of our e-commerce clients this year. So let's jump right into it. So not only do I want to share these 4 settings with you, I also want to show you exactly how to find them and fix them in your specific account. So the first one is Amazon's default of dynamic up and down bidding. If you are launching campaigns through the ad console, this setting is probably in a whole bunch of your campaigns and you're not even realizing it. Now, dynamic up and down bidding actually can work really well, but you want to be strategic about it. You don't want to have it as a default. So how do you figure out, 1, which of your campaigns have this setting in it? And then 2, what should you look at and potentially adjust to determine which new default bidding strategy you should be using? So how do you find this? And then how do you determine if it makes sense, when it doesn't make sense, and what should you change the settings to? So thankfully, it's a lot easier to find it these days. All you have to do is go into your account, go to the campaigns, and once you're in the campaign view, if you go over to columns and you click customize columns, there's this new column that shows you your campaign bidding strategy. It used to be a lot more difficult to find this. Now it's not too hard. So inside your custom bidding strategy, what you want to look for is which bidding strategy are you using. Now, our automatic default is dynamic bids down only. However, we do have some dynamic bids up and down set here. So what you can do is you can potentially look through this column and see, where are my dynamic up and down bidding set? And then the second question is, does it make sense to have this set up in the account? So how you would figure that out is you want to go and you want to look at the performance of these specific campaigns. So you can see here with some of these campaigns that have our dynamic bids up and down, when we go over here and we look at the A cost, we're looking at a 13% A cost. When I'm looking at these other ones, dynamic bids up and down here, I can see I have a 20% A cost, which is really good, and this is intentional. Now, why is this A cost so good? Well, actually, if I go and I look here, I will have to create an additional column. So if I look at my dynamic bids up and down here, if I scroll over here, my CPC is $1.13, but I have really strong conversion rates, and so I have a good A cost here. Now, what you want to be very careful of is when you have high CPCs, but your conversion rate isn't really good, and so you end up with a much higher A cost. So if you ever have settings where you have a dynamic up and down bidding and a high A cost, and especially if these are on any of your broad match campaigns, your expanded ASIN targeting campaigns, we'll get to those in a second, you want to go through and you want to change the bidding strategy. Now the question is, what should you change the bidding strategy to? Now I have a whole video going over the different bidding strategies and sponsored product ads. Recommend go watch that video. But for right now, what I would do is, if it's not an exact match ranking campaign, I would use typically dynamic bids down only. However, if it's a ranking campaign or if you're struggling to get impressions, you might want to use fixed bids, but I would probably go with dynamic bids up and down. So that is the first one. And again, this is a default that Amazon sets up when you set up new campaigns. But what's another thing that can sneakily waste your budget? You might not be even aware of it. happening in your account. Okay, the next one, we need to go and we need to check our settings for our placement percentages. So I want to give you the easiest way to go through and check for placement percentages that are just spinning out of control and wasting your money. These are things a lot of people will set up a campaign with an initial, say like top of search placement percentage, or they'll set a really high placement percentage because, you know, say they're trying to get top of search, and nobody goes back and checks these, and these burn through your ad spend like nobody's business. And if you don't know how to get the right report to find these and analyze these, well, then you're just going to have these burning all over your account and not even aware of them. So what you want to do is you want to go into your account, you want to go to bulk operations, you want to click download campaigns. I would select, say, a 30 or 60-day date range. What you want to do is you want to check campaign with 0 impressions. You want to check placement data for campaigns. This is really important. If this is not selected, you won't see the placement data. And you want to select sponsored product ads, and sponsored brand ads actually have placements associated with them as well. So if you don't have sponsored brands placement set up, you could just ignore this, but I would recommend doing this just in case. And I would recommend putting this, you know, you can name this something optional. It's up to you. You might want to name it something like placement assessment or last 30 days placement. And then what you would do is you would generate download. So this file is downloading. When it's complete, you would be able to download this file here. So what you're going to do is you're going to open up this report inside whatever spreadsheet software you have. You're going to go to the entity column on the sponsored products tab. You're going to clear this and you're going to filter for bidding adjustments. And then what you want to do is you want to scroll all the way over here. So this is the percentage in a whole number. And what you want to do is you want to uncheck the 0. So this is where you don't have any placement percentages. I'm going to hit OK. And these are the campaigns that I have placement percentages associated with. Now, you want to look at your bidding strategy first. If this is a dynamic bids up and down only, and you have a placement layer to process, oh my gosh, you are just going to be wasting money. Now, the other thing you want to do is you want to look at the performance of this. If you have a placement percentage where the performance just doesn't make sense, if your ACoS is high, if your conversion rate is low, if you are burning money, you can actually use this report to make changes, which is awesome. So not only you can analyze, you can make changes with the bulk file. So what you're going to want to do is put the new percentage in a whole number. So example, this is 50. This means the percentage is 50%. So if I wanted to say lower this to a 20%, what I would do is put 20 here. And then all I have to do is in the operations column that's blank, whatever row I've made the change on, I just have to put update. This tells Amazon there is an update in this specific row. Then I would save this, re-download it, and then all I have to do is go back to this bulk operations. I could click upload campaigns, and then I would simply drag and drop my report with the new update with the change data, and it would actually make changes to your campaign. And again, this is the fastest way to go through, analyze every single one of your campaigns in one go to see where have you set up placements that you've never gone through and reevaluated, because especially if you're doing manual adjustments inside your account, or maybe you have some automations running, if you don't know how to find and fix everything across your account, I can guarantee you there is immense amounts of wasted ad spend happening in placements. All right, this next one is another sneaky one that nobody really talks about. This is another sneaky default setting, because product targeting can be extremely powerful way to get yourself in front of shoppers, especially if they are searching your competitors. It's a great way to steal market share. We use it all the time, but you want to do it strategically, because Amazon's default settings changed a little while back, and I want to show you what those are. So this is in a sponsored product campaign. If I go and set it up here and I choose manual targeting and I choose product targeting, here you can see in this selection, when I go to enter in an ASIN, it automatically checks to use expanded ASIN targeting. So what is expanded ASIN targeting? Expanded ASIN targeting says, hey, I want to show up on that specific product page of the ASIN that I'm entering in here. However, Amazon's algorithm, I also want you to go and find products like these. So you can think of it almost as like a broad match product targeting, which has the ability to show you up on products that do make sense. But I've seen more often than not, it actually shows you up on products that don't make any sense at all and simply bleed your ad budget. When we do product targeting, we are specifically selecting certain competitors that we know we have an advantage of, and we want to steal their market share. So I want control. So what I'm going to do when I set up these campaigns is, instead of clicking expanded ASIN targeting, I'm going to select exact match ASIN targeting here. And this is going to allow me to only target those specific products that I deem are worth us spending our ad dollars to show up on their product pages. So this last strategy is one that can be kind of controversial, but I can guarantee you, if you are using the opposite recommendations out there, you are absolutely wasting so much of your ad spend. It's not even funny. And that is through specifically leveraging budgets. Now, we do not subscribe to, and I will never subscribe to, making sure that your budgets are always crazy high so you never run out of budget. All that does is allow Amazon to spend as much money as they possibly can. Now, the theory on why you should always have crazy high budgets is that, okay, we're going to control everything through bid optimizations. That, if I can put it very bluntly to you, is just plain stupid. Why? Because it takes time to optimize bids, or sometimes you have to increase your bids pretty significantly to even get Amazon to serve you impressions at all. Meanwhile, where you're waiting for those optimizations to kick in, now we optimize bids multiple times a week, and we have an internal bid algorithm that we have been dialing in for the past 8 years. Trust me, our bid optimizations are dialed in. It's not like we ignore that part, but what we don't allow is for Amazon to just keep wasting our spend as we wait for those bids to get dialed in, because things don't happen overnight. It is a continuous optimization. So what we make sure we do is leverage budgets here. Now, Amazon has allowed us to analyze these budgets. So there's this new budgets tab inside of Amazon, which is fantastic. Highly recommend. You can go in here and you can look at the last 14 days, the last 30 days, and determine which of your campaigns are running out of budget. And you can see that we do have some campaigns with significantly higher budgets. Now, this is also an enterprise brand where they have annualized monthly budgets. And so we do actually have to leverage budgets to keep that spend under control so we can make sure we hit our spend targets. That's just kind of the strategy that's being run. And that is because we have a very specific budget, and you can leverage the campaign budgets, which is why you see some of these where the ACoS is really good, but the budget is really low. Again, that is intentional. If we had an always on budget, we were only trying to optimize our bids to control the budgets, I can guarantee you this account is going to spend double or triple the budgets we are allotted. So just ignoring budgets as a spend control level is absolutely bananas to me. So how do you make sure that you are intentionally leveraging budgets but making sure spend is going to where it makes sense? So this is our methodology. Whenever you launch a campaign, you want to have a more limited budget set for it. Completely intentional. Set something like $15, $25, sometimes even $10. Why? That way you can aggressively test your bids to be able to get impressions, and you can be absolutely certain that you're not going to absolutely blow ad spend out of the water on crazy high ACoS, because a lot of times when you launch a new campaign, the ACoS is not always going to be completely dialed in. So this limits our testing budget and allows us to get more aggressive with our bid optimizations without destroying the profitability of the account. From there, there, what you want to do is you want to leverage the budgets. So what you're going to do is you're going to analyze this at least once a week, maybe twice a week. Go in here, figure out which of your campaigns are running out of budget, which products are being advertised in those campaigns. Highly important here as well, because you don't want to absolutely double, triple ad spend, have a significant amount of your ad budget going to a product that's only driving, say, less than 1% of the total sales for the account. I've seen those scenarios as well. It doesn't make sense. So look at the product, make sure that you are willing to invest more spend in that specific product, and then also take a look at what is the performance of that in terms of ACoS. Is this a ranking campaign? That's another really important thing. If you have budgets running out of ranking campaigns and the ACoS is within KPIs, that is a prime example of something you want to significantly increase the ad budget of, versus, say, if it's an auto campaign. Yes, maybe ACoS has good performance, but we're not going to like double and triple it. Now, Amazon is going to give you a recommended budget. I don't recommend just blindly applying this. You can see here, we're going 5x the daily budget here. This makes no sense. You want to have strategic increases here. We will do increments of $5 or $10, sometimes potentially up to, say, a 20% increase. But again, that would be for ACoS that is within KPIs, a product we want to invest in, and exact match targeting. And what you want to do, this is a way to distribute your ad spend by increasing the things that you know you need to invest in, and then making sure you're staying restrictive of the things that you don't want to increase ad spend on, or you just haven't optimized the performance of that campaign enough to have it make sense to actually allocate more ad spend to it. It baffles me how many accounts are not leveraging good budget optimization systems to make sure that their ad spend is going to the places where it makes sense for you to put your ad spend on. If you are not leveraging budgets in this way, you are completely missing out on a major optimization that allows you to properly control the ad spend. Don't be like that. Make sure that you are intentionally leveraging budgets, and be okay with certain budgets running out. Because if a campaign is over 100% ACoS, why in the world would I want Amazon to have the ability to spend more on that? Make it make sense, please. Leverage budgets, and you can get full control and understanding of where your budgets are going and which budgets are running out using the budgeting tab. Now, plug and play settings are only 20% of the game. To consistently rank on page 1 and beat out competitor brands, you need an aggressive, structured PPC launch and scaling architecture behind your campaigns. So if you're an established brand doing over $80K a month and you want our team of specialists to handle your entire PPC management and scale your account profitably, head over to jungler.com and claim your free Amazon ad audit. Right after that, go watch my other video on why raising your bids won't help your Amazon PPC problem. I'll show you how to use our Amazon PPC audit tool to uncover the conversion rate trap and identify which keywords you are overspending on.